Boundaries. They're really just about what's okay and what's not okay with you. And I'm sure you probably have a basic understanding about physical, mental, and emotional boundaries. But what about your spiritual boundaries? Sometimes when we've grown up with organized religion, where we've been told what is the truth, how to pray, what to believe, it can leave us a little confused about our own spiritual boundaries and our own sense of our spirit. On the other hand, perhaps we've grown up with no spiritual guidance whatsoever and just really don't have any idea about what spiritual boundaries are. But as always, your boundaries are not about other people. They're all about yourself, and they really are rooted in your values and your needs. So if you're out there in the world and you're attending spiritual workshops, energy circles, plant medicine ceremonies, it's really important that you're clear about your spiritual boundaries and how you're going to take care of them. For myself, just as I value consent when it comes to my physical boundaries, I really, really value consent when it comes to my spiritual boundaries as well. For example, it's not okay with me when people don't have my consent and launch into telling me what they're seeing in my aura, or the angels that are standing around me, or what is happening with my destiny, or the download that they're having about me. It just doesn't feel right for me. And it doesn't mean that I'm being too sensitive, and it doesn't mean that I'm not spiritual enough. It's just about my spiritual boundaries. So remember, it's up to you to set your spiritual boundaries. If you feel like people are being too pushy about their spiritual beliefs or their philosophy, or if someone has been remote viewing or looking into your life or sending you distance healing without your consent. And no matter what kind of permission that they've received from their higher self or their spirit guides, it is about you and your spiritual boundaries and what's okay with you. So a couple of examples for you. It's okay for you to say, I'm not okay with you doing distance healing or checking in on me remotely without my consent. I'm sure you're coming from a good place, but it just doesn't feel right for me. Or the energy is too intense here for me, so I'm going to go and take some space. Or I appreciate that this new spiritual path is really good for you, but it just doesn't feel like it's my thing. Spiritual boundaries and protection is just one of the topics that I'll be covering at my upcoming weekend immersion, Doorways to Animism.